One thing I was going to ask you is, well, first of all, how many tattoos do you have?
12, I think.
12, and each has a specific meaning, yeah?
The first like 6 or 7 do. After 6 or 7, I don't care.
And what would you say is the most important to you?
Probably this one, which is the first one I got when I was 16. It reads, "My cup runneth over," which basically means I have more than I need. Because my mom is the youngest of 7 from the Soviet Union. So she, even to this day, like she has a massive sort of scarcity mindset. And that really manifested when I was growing up. Like I had a very bad, my mom always told me, take as much as you can because you never know when you're going to get any more, which is a horrible way, to be taught growing up. So, and that manifested in certain ways. Like literally my mindset was like, take as much as I can because I never know when I'm going to get any more growing up. Mm-hmm. And even because I had like a very, some people know, some people don't know my full story, but I have a very unique circumstance where I grew up going to private school, but then me and my mom had no money because my mom married my stepdad and long, complicated story. I got to go to private school. He got to save a lot of money on us from taxes.
There you go.
But he gave us no support. So, I mean, I was, for the last 4 years before I moved out of my childhood home, like we had no warm water, no heating. He cut that off. When he found out I was building a business at 15, he cut off the Wi-Fi.
Wait, okay. So I know you were born in Russia.
Yeah.
And you came to London when?
When I was 4 years old.
And did you come because your mom was dating him?
Yeah, they had been dating for maybe 18 months. They tried living together. Everything was going well. So then eventually they got married. Okay.
And so I don't know how to refer to him, but how did he meet your mom if you guys were living in Russia?
So my stepdad was in Moscow and then my mom was in Moscow for work. And then they met there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Traditional old school. Yeah.
Okay. And then when did they depart from each other?
Fine. The day I turned 18. So they were married technically for 14 years.
So why would he cut off the electricity when he found out you're trying to run a business?
He was a very evil man.
Interesting.
Like he basically cut us off at the age of 7 or 8. Or no, when I was 8.
But they were still together?
Yeah.
What?
Because I got to go to private school and he got to save lots of money on taxes.
Okay.
Because he was able to have things here and justify them. Basically, like one of the reasons, for example, like I don't want any property in the UK except for the fact that it's UK treats landlords like shit. But outside of that, one of the reasons for me right now it doesn't make sense is because now these are extra ties to the UK. So the more ties you have to the UK, the more there's a case for the tax authorities to be like, okay, you're a UK taxpayer, right? So he was able to have a lot of extra ties to the UK and also spend more time in the UK because he had a family in the UK, but he wasn't a UK taxpayer.
So he kind of it sounds like he looked at the relationship more of it as a tax incentive.
They didn't talk.
They didn't talk at all. No. Like they had like at the beginning, I'm sure they taled, but eventually.
No, the first 3-4 years it was beautiful.
Okay.
For the first 3-4 years, and also the other thing is like for the first 3, I guess also that kind of taught me a little bit about psychology. My mom never, maybe she wasn't like that before, and then she turned the way of like take as much as you can because you never know when you're gonna get any more. Because even like my stepdad, like I remember when I was like 4 or 5 years old, like he got us like a chauffeur, and she was like, she's coming from Russia. She's like, this is ridiculous. Why is a man holding the door open? Like, I can open my own door, or like, because she's a very simple woman.
Yeah.
Like she's like, even like to this day, like for her birthday, I told her I offered to get her a G-Wagon.
Yeah, you spoil the hell out of her.
I offered to get her a G-Wagon and she was like, I don't need it. Like, why? I'm okay. She's like, I'm happy with my Volkswagen.
Wow.
So, my mom's, and bear in mind, like, most of the time I don't give my mom a choice. Like she's, I spend a lot of money on her. I treat her well, but at the end of the day, she's a very simple woman. So yeah, I think maybe that's where the whole concept of like take as much as you can because you never know when you're going to get any more comes from, because she didn't take anything. Like, she didn't, my stepdad treated her very well the first few years. And she never really, I guess, took much. She never really wanted much. And maybe when he took it away, that's when she realized, okay, take as much as you can because you never know when you're going to get any more. So as I said, that's why I got this tattoo. My cup runneth over.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm abundant.
Yeah, and it seems like that was at a critical point in your life because that's right when you started the agency, correct?
Yeah, that was. I had already started the agency at that point, but I had. This is August of 2016. I got my first client, like 380 pounds a month, which is like $500 a month, And for everything that I was doing for the client, I was basically working minimum wage.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, anything crazy, but I was having a great time. I was, sending out proposals and trying to secure meetings and this and that. And, I got the tattoo, and then it was probably another like 2-3 months. And then that's when like I got my first big client, which is a company called Athlete. Now they're called GenFlow. Actually, I'm having dinner with the founder tomorrow.
Wow.
Like I'm still
6 years later.
Yeah. Like I'm still, a lot of my early clients, I'm still very good friends with, because obviously they were older, they saw something in me. And, obviously now that we've kind of like equaled out in levels of success, it's just a cool story. Like it's a cool